Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Random Wisdom. I am your host, Ashton. Man, we came to have a beautiful show today. I hope all is well. I hope all is well with you and yours. Everybody that's listening, no matter where you at right now in the world, I pray all is well. I hope you had a great day. Um, like I say on every show, if you're starting your day, I hope you have a great day. And if you're ending your day, I hope you had a great day. Um, hey man, I'm always at peace. That's how I'm able to come and do this random wisdom and shit. Um, lately I just been vibrating high. Sometimes I get low with the shit, you know what I'm saying? During the Kendrick Lamar beef with Drake and shit, I was low. I was real low. I had to get down and dirty with K Dot. He a bad man, a jammer, you know what I'm saying? Real talk. K Dot Kendrick Lamar, man, he a special nigga, you hear me? He on some different shit, like he on some different shit. Hey, if you're a Drake fan, you know, I sympathize with you. I'm sorry for your loss. I hope you get through this as peaceful and positive as possible. Cause I understand what it's like to. No, I don't understand. Fuck y'all. Hey man, but nah, man. I've been vibrating high, man. Especially looking at the beef and stuff. They got down and dirty. Kids being exposed, infidelity in relationships being talked about, sexual predators being talked about. Um, Man, it's a lot that came from this. But I think it needed to happen for the sake of hip hop, shit, and as well as life. Because I think the word applies to life, much more than anything if you understand and tapped into what's currently going on in the world. So I think this applies to life as well. So I love it in that aspects. But outside of that, man, it's been real slow in a cycle of life since that kind of beef was going on. So that's all we've been consuming. They got stuff going on with Diddy and shit like that. But random wisdom is not for to get into the tableau, as in that type of shit. I ain't into the mess. I ain't trying to be none of them people. So I don't discuss that type of shit. I hope everybody in the situation grow from it. I hope justice is served for anybody who was done wrong, and we keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, today's show, man, I'm gonna dive into a lot of shit. We're gonna talk about some real important shit today. Um, Something that's near and dear to me. You know, and that's something that's like worth the time to put the time into. And that's self-awareness. Having self-awareness. What is self-awareness? Self-awareness is the ability to understand self. The ability to look within self. Um, Also the ability to understand when one is trying to better self that's outside of yourself. Um, Self awareness comes from doing self inventory. Having self awareness can get you out of and into different situations in life, whether they may be negative or positive. Self awareness is super important. Um, as I came to consciousness, I got self awareness from this great brother named Abe. Throughout this podcast, this journey I'm on, you're gonna hear the name Abe pop up a lot. Um, this is a brother who gave me self awareness. He gave me knowledge of self as an adult. Like, I met the brother on my journey. Um, and we immediately connected. Like we were just like brothers. Like from the day we first met, we shared knowledge. We broke bread with each other, and we just shared knowledge throughout our process. He moved on, I moved on from jobs that we were working at, so we kind of shifted apart. He moved out of state, and the knowledge that he gave me, I had to pretty much use this knowledge on my own. I had to maneuver on my own. It was really like he was teaching me. He had found himself and found these books about self awareness, the power of intention, and different types of self growth things. And at the point, I didn't understand his journey. I didn't understand that you could go from bad energy to good energy. All that sounded philosophical to me. I had always adored Stoic wisdom, but for myself, I never dove into it. So, 26 years old, meeting the brother Abe, I I was always a guy who didn't like to be outdone. But I would have a silent competition. I'm not the guy, yeah, we gotta get it. I'm not that guy. So I would have a silent competition in myself, and I would be like, man, I need to find some books and some wisdom as he would give me this knowledge. And it worked at first, I guess. But I didn't really have to endure self-awareness and creating intentions for yourself until the moment that he left, and it was still a journey that I wanted to be on, that I had a high energy to pursue. So I kept on pursuing self-awareness, and now I've reached a point just via different circumstances in life that gives me self-awareness now. I'm never really in bad situations because I'm aware that sometimes you can put yourself in certain situations that may cause you harm. Certain things I just don't do. Certain things I actually do because I know it's, great for my self-awareness. Like, I'd rather chill with family than to chill with my single homies, right? Single men, they're looking for women. I'm currently engaged. I love them to death, but I'd rather be around family and people who are in the same circumstance as me, right? Birds of a feather flock together, right? That's a crazy term, but I mean it makes sense, you know. You don't see blue jays hanging out with vultures, right? So, just having that self-awareness and understanding where you should be, where you could be, what's for you, what's not for you. Just being aware of circumstance, being aware of your emotions, being aware of your surroundings, being aware of what's taking place in the world, be aware of what's taking place in your mind, your spirit, relationships. I mean, this can go on and on, the things that self-awareness embodies, Man, is when you get self-awareness, you're going to come to a point where you start to feel bougie, but you're not. It's just that you're growing. And some things are just beneath where you currently are at. Like some shit, like the homies may want to go to fucking, I don't know, fucking a day party, some type of shit. And you like, nah, like I'd rather go to a little arcade or something, you know what I'm saying? And, if they not on that vibe, that don't mean you like, you bougie or you don't fuck with them niggas or they vision. That's just, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You self-aware. This is not for you. So you're not going to do this shit. And I think that's where most people who don't have self-awareness, I think that's where the clash is, because they believe that it's about them. But it's like, nah, really, this is about me. And to not step on your toes, I'll just keep it about me. I don't want to engage in that, right? But most people who aren't self-aware or dodge self-awareness because People, especially if you're in a relationship, whether that's a friendship, co-workers, people see things about you. And maybe sometimes they may share it with you. Maybe you should think about those things that they're saying. And not only just think about them, but just consider those things that people are saying. Um, that gets you to a point of self-awareness where you can do that inventory on self and figure out a solution to what's the problem, if there is a problem. Or doing self inventory doesn't always come with doing things wrong. It also comes with doing things right. you know um Self-awareness says, hey, maybe you should take up painting. You look at paintings all day on Instagram or TikTok. Maybe you should take up paintings. Self-awareness doesn't always come with uh negativity, as a response, or a response from negativity, I should say. So be self-aware. Tap into yourself. Do self-inventory. That's how you get to experience yourself in a different manner. Self-awareness is super, super duper key to maneuvering through life. You're gonna know the perfect situations and the non-ideal situations for where you want to be in life. So become self-aware. If anybody out there got books that they want to recommend about self-awareness, please share them with me. I'm always trying to read a new book, so please share them with me. But yeah, being self-aware can do a lot for you. That's today's first topic. Today's second topic, and today it's going to kind of be straight to the point show. It's not going to be like a long drawn out. Last week was definitely an hour, and I'm fine with that. Y'all let me know the time ranges y'all like. I like to keep it between 30 and 45 minutes. So because I know people got shit to do. Y'all got music and shit that y'all want to listen to, but y'all let me know how y'all feel about the length of the show. Should it be longer? Y'all like the length of it? Y'all let me know. But today's second topic is America's consciousness is changing. I'm going to say that again. America's consciousness is changing. America is an interesting place if you pay attention to it. America has the ability to camouflage and become chameleons to whatever the circumstances are. And what I mean by that is they portray it's democracy. We all have freedom here. It's just so free. Everything is just, look at us. Look at us. Everyone's mad at us because we're so free. And they suppress information. They do experiments on their citizens. They unjustly incarcerate people. They've performed genocides. They've dropped drugs into neighborhoods. They've done a ton of things that would not say this is the land of the free, home of the brave. All that is in question. And honestly, I don't think it even need to be in question. It's the knowing. This is the knowing of America. What we see is currently a cesspool of a country. It is a cesspool of a country. We don't have right representation to represent this country. These guys are outdated physically, mentally, spiritually, any eulogy, whatever. They're outdated. We have 70-year-old, 80-year-old men, women causing havoc. What are we doing? We need young spirits in there to guide this country to where it could be. It's weird, man, that we've never advanced. And the audacity of them to say we are. There's no more racism. When you got a former president get on national television and say, the blacks are going to buy my shoe because they like tennis shoes. Right? But we fucked up. But we the ones who always bringing up race and, you know, I mean, it's right in your face. Well, we just supposed to not acknowledge it like this shit don't exist or something. Like, we know what the thing is. And we know it's not hate. It's pure admiration because everything that we do, y'all want to do, y'all want to take it. But, hey, look, as a free-thinking black man, I tell you this. I don't hate. I don't want to do no harm to you. If you don't want me around you, I don't want to be around you. We ain't got to do no harm to each other. We could agree to disagree and keep it pushing. What's so hard about that? That's the solution. See, the problem is that you feel in control of the surroundings. But really, you feel like that because you have no backing to who you are, where you started at. See, a lot of these races, they actually think their roots started here. This is their land. My people came here in 19. Look at here, man. This is not for you. It's not for you. Honestly, it's for us. We, blacks, native blacks. We were here first. You feel me? Listen to me now. We were here first. Your boy came over here on a ship. He seen this, and they did it like a little swap. But the swap came with him doing some whole ass shit. Then they ended up with where we at now, where we came from with slavery, and then, you know, Jim Crow laws, and you know what I'm saying. So it's not us, man. We just, you know, we kidnapped. We got kidnapped, and we ended up here, and now we are multiple generations in. You feel me? But the consciousness of America is changing now. The consciousness is changing. It's almost mandatory to be a little conscious now. Like, you have to have some type of conscious energy inside of you at this point. We're all going through the same shit throughout America. It's a 99% and it's a 1%. That's it. It's no in between. There's no such thing as middle class. You either 99 or you the 1. The wealth gap. The wealth gap is crazy. But there's people like Earn Your Leisure, and a ton of other financial brothers who are teaching that information. Earn Your Leisure got a curriculum in a school now, right? So the consciousness is changing. We have to continue though. We have to continue this. We can't get lax. We can't get content. This is a fight. We can actually dominate this place, right? And we don't have to dominate and make slaves. Hey, we're gonna just do fair game. This how it's gonna go. Everybody gonna get a piece of this. How it should go. This how this shit gonna run. It ain't gonna be no big boss of the world. We ain't trying to run the world. We gonna run our section. You hear me? You run your section. When we need each other, we gonna use each other. We gonna party together. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? But when it come to some dumb shit, you got to stay over there. We putting sanctions on you. You can never come over here again. You banned for life. You feel me? Why is this shit so hard? Cause niggas want all the oil. Hey, bro, they got oil in every section of the world. Man, we could, you feel me? We could do trade. We could do fair trade. How much it costs? We ain't got the money. All right, cool. What, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta, like, all this shit could run fair. At least that's what I think. That's to my knowledge. But it's somebody that don't want it to run fair. Somebody just want to dominate it all. But the consciousness is changing though. And that won't happen. Everybody is fighting back. Everybody fighting back. Yeah. That, you know, I had to take a breath and think about that as I said it, but everybody is fighting back. I mean, every country, man. Social media is one of the things that gave us the voices and the power to fight back. We actually have voices out here. Like, you know, and some people use their voice for negativity. I ain't gonna lie, I be in Instagram comments saying all type of wild shit, just getting, you know, folks riled up. You know, I don't even say nothing that's like wow. I just should say enough of shit to get them riled up, and they just show me who they is as human beings. You feel me? Like, they just show me who they is as human beings after I get them riled up. But yeah, man, the consciousness is changing, man, and people are becoming woke. TikTok is opening our eyes up to all types of theories, truths, conspiracies, mind-blowing facts, some opinions and non-facts. But TikTok is really still in the show right now for as consciousness in America. I mean, they're at war right now with China about the app, you know, being sold, so it could, I don't know, man. But all I know is that I see what the play is. The play is, hey, our people are finding out too much information about our country. They're finding out too much information about our country. They're getting facts. They're getting information that we suppressed for so long. How is this even out in the public? Some of this information could be, might be, probably is classified information. Who's leaking this information? How are our citizens coming of consciousness about these certain things? And they have facts. And our government is like, no, this shit isn't gonna happen. No, they won't be this conscious. Information will cost you by 2040. Information will cost you. Google won't be free anymore. Wikipedia and whatever you use won't be free anymore. You're gonna have to own some physical copies of some shit, right? I was looking for a book, Behold a Pale Horse. Came out, I believe, in the 90s. I've heard Outkast and Busta Rhymes talk about the book. So I wanted to get the book, right? But I started to do my due diligence in my research. They have a remastered version of the book. I don't want the remastered version of the book. So suppression is a real thing. As they realize that this information is critical to the establishment, some of this shit is going to be taken off of shelves. they can't regulate every single book. And that's the thing, because books are like plentiful. Like there's just so many books. So we have so many books to choose from. We have so much knowledge that we can buy from the store right now that can sustain us for the rest of our lives, right? Um, yeah, like information won't be free in 2040. I can guarantee you that. You will have to pay for information, not just with a library card, but to access Google, to access different platforms that may give you information. You will have to pay for it. But the consciousness is shifting. And I hope everyone starts to gravitate towards this way of thinking of keeping your knowledge and being able to retain knowledge. Right now, I'm building a library, man. It's one of the most important things that I feel I could do at this point is just build knowledge. I don't have a kid yet, but me and my fiance, we were working on it. And we want to create an environment where reading is focal. Reading is key to adult intelligence. As a child that can read has a better chance of being just a civilized human being rather than a child who can't. So the consciousness has to change by people taking the time to read, seek information, because let's just say Armageddon is here. The people who don't have knowledge of how to sustain will become a burden to the people who do. So at that point, when you're fighting whatever the fight is, carrying around dead weight, for lack of a better term, will hold you down in your process. You don't need that. You don't want to be that. So you should seek some knowledge and understand how to do for self, self-awareness. Like we talked about in the first topic, you should want to be a part of the conscious change of America, because at some point it's going to tip over, and it has been. People have been pushing it to the limits for some time now. I mean, as far as I've been here in the last 35 years, people of all colors have been pushing it, especially black and brown people. They have been pushing it. And at some point, I think everyone is going to be frustrated. I think once everyone figures out that it's 99% and it's 1%, majority of the people that may come across my voice are part of the 99%. What doesn't matter what your color is. It doesn't matter. Color is just a construct that is going to keep you where you're at and separated to not focus on the bigger issue. Sure, we came here first. Sure, our DNA has things genetically that your DNA doesn't have. But you're part of the 99%. I'm part of the 99%. The 1% is the problem. The 1% control 99% of the world's wealth, the world's everything. The consciousness must change. It must keep evolving into the point where we all see who's causing the most problems, right? I don't know. America's consciousness is changing. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I read a lot of shit and I see that people are definitely aware of the current circumstance. So I want to see what y'all think. You know, this ain't a Stay Woke podcast. It's just shit that I be thinking about on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And I share it with y'all because, you know, I feel like this some shit y'all don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? This ain't. I'm a nigga from the hood talking about this shit. I just reached a level of growth where I feel free enough to just share with the world. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'd be grateful to give feedback, critiques. Missing if I'm sharing any misinformation, please let me know. If I stutter too much when I'm talking, please let me know. I don't just turn my shit off or something, and be like, man, fuck that non-talking ass nigga, man. But nah, man. Yeah. So that was today's topics. And pretty excited about those topics, and I want to hear what y'all think about them. But we're gonna get into the moral of the story now. So if you've an avid listener of the show, you know that the moral of the story is something that's like random. It may not have nothing to do with nothing that we talked about, or it may just have something to do with the topics that we talked about today. But you never know what the moral of the story is. But today's moral of the story is realize when you're in history. Like, realize when you're in a historic moment. The internet is a interesting place because it snatches away moments. It's like this happened, and then we move on to the next thing. We just move on to the next thing that's on our agenda, and what it does is drops that from as a memory from our brain because we're not holding on to and retaining what we just saw or experiencing something in the moment. We're so focused on basically getting it up to the gram so everybody else can see it, right? I remember Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. Still weird saying that shit, but man, God rest his soul, Black Mamba. But I remember his last game. It was against the Jazz. He scored 60 points in his last game. That same night, the Golden State Warriors were attempting to break the record for the most wins in the NBA season, in which they did that exact same night. I was in the moment, man. This had never happened before. One of the greatest players of all time on the same night breaking a record that was the most untouchable record you can ever possibly think of. It happened on the same night. They both did it. Steph Curry and the Warriors broke the record for the most wins, and Kobe scored 60 in his last game. You think in a person's last game, they'd be like, all right, this the last game. I'm going to just, just the last game. I ain't got to come back to this shit tomorrow. Fuck this shit. Nah, this motherfucker Kobe, like, he snapped. He was like, he act like this was his first game. Like he was in the playoffs or something. This shit ain't, the Lakers couldn't even go to the playoffs. He wouldn't even had a chance to play again if he wanted to. And the nigga snapped. And I'm watching that and I'm going back and forth to the Warriors game. And man, it was a beautiful experience. And I was in the moment. I just realizing that history is happening. I watch the 85 South. DC Young Fly, Chico Bean, Carlos Miller, and everybody over there from Poor Minds to Nav with Broken Play, JON, New Face. Man, I'm talking about everybody that's just over there. Like, that's history. That's black history, man. What those gentlemen do is so fucking amazing to me, man. Like, that's black inspiration. They creating a black comedy house, a black comedy network. And so many times, new history doesn't get displayed. We want to continue to talk about the old history. It's as if like we're only concerned about history when the person is no longer here to understand the history that they've made. We gotta celebrate the new history. Master P, Birdman, I don't Carol's daughter, uh, man, I don't know, Salehi, shit, Paya Moss, Pierre Moss, however you say it. It's so many people out here making black history. You feel what I'm saying? In all different fields. Like, I mean, I named a bunch of people that I know in like fashion and shit like that, but like, it's tons of different people out here making black history every day. I'm talking about in all genres. I mean, I'm from New Orleans, right? Some girls from St. Mary's Academy right here in New Orleans. Actually, I'm gonna say this word wrong, so y'all forgive me, but they solved the Pythagorean theorem. I hope I said that right. Pythagorean theorem. They solved it. That's black history. Why is we talking about things that happened 145 years ago when we got people who making history right now? Let's talk about the people that's making history right now. We are on the shoulders of the people who are who came before us. Madam C.J. Walker, Shirley Chisholm, all these great women and great men who made black history. Tons of different people, man. It's just so many to name from back then. But we need to talk about the ones who living now. We gotta be in the history. It's new legends being made every single day. Let's enjoy the new legends. Let's talk about the new people who doing things independent without dollars from banks, without whatever, They getting it the right way. They doing it legally, not illegal, legally, and they making black history. It's a lot of black history going on out here. It's a lot of history, period, going on out here. And we got to acknowledge that shit, man. Celebrate the new legends. Somebody that's sitting right next to you might be a new legend. Celebrate them, you hear me? That's today's moral of the story. Now, as we near up to the end of the show, this is my favorite segment. It's the title of the show. This is Random Wisdom. This is just some random shit I concocted in my brain that I thought about I should tell y'all about. It might not make sense to you right now, but you're going to understand it at some point. You feel me? So this is today's random wisdom. Today's random wisdom is Hot Boys reunion. Nigga, we getting a Hot Boys reunion. I'm a TC soldier, New Orleans stunner. You hear me? We getting a hot. I want it. You got it. Don't make me. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Man, yeah, you hear me? We gonna have Turk. You feel me? Turk gonna be there. Is him in love with it? I'll be the thug that I be. You hear me? And then we gonna have Weezy. We see like the nigga now that rap, that Tunchi. That Tunchi, you hear me? That Tunchi with the gold dreads. I know Weezy We with the braids, you hear me? When he came on Project Bitch and said, watch the freestyle. Run it. You hear me? I know Weezy We. Chill. You hear me? Yeah, I know Lil Wayne. With the bandana around his head with the two golds, you hear me? Birdman my paw. You hear me? That's who I know. You hear me? Yeah, it's about to go down. Boy, they having a Hot Boys reunion. Boy, they might bring out the Rolex. Had a Lamborghini spinning on stage like at Teen Summit back in the day, bitch. Bitch, I'm gonna be in that camel down. Bitch, I'm gonna buy some Jabos, bitch. I'm telling you. Put a white tee on. I might try to get in the fucking Superdome with a gun on me. You hear me, bitch? Bitch, I might try to get in there with that weapon on me. I swear to God. Man, say, bro, you know the last time niggas seen the Hot Boys concert, it was in the fucking Superdome. Man, y'all remember Teen Summit? Bitch, this Fordova Arena was even built, bitch. Nigga used to be performing in the what they call the municipal auditorium. You heard me? Bitch, the last time, bitch. Man, I'm telling you, boy, the Hot Boys are coming, bitch. I wish they'll flag me if I put on that Hot Boys, bitch. I'm, boy, guerrilla warfare on the nigga on Tuesdays and Thursdays, boy. Come on. Man, it gonna be real niggas in there crying, you hear me? Real talk. A fight might break out, but you gotta let niggas get that out their chest, you hear me? That guerrilla warfare plan, you hear me? Yeah, man, the Hot Boys having the reunion at the Essence Fest, at the blackest festival known to man. You hear me? I'm talking about the blackest festival. They could have did this shit anywhere else, you hear me? They could have went to Coachella. You hear me? They could have went to Governor's Ball, Rolling Loud, but you know them niggas said, no, we gonna do it at home, you hear me? Man, the city gonna be, boy, what? Boy, the city about to be on fire, boy. Everybody gonna be down here. Obama might come to see this shit, you hear me? Like, real talk. Obama might, because I know Obama probably bumping that Hot Boys, you hear me? I know Obama know a Hot Boys song. I know he know some lyrics from one of them songs back in the Gap, you hear me? Real talk. Man, we can't even call Birdman no more. We got to call him Baby all summer, you hear me? He got to get the goals back, real talk. He got to get the goals back. B32 and I'm all in, you hear me? That's real. Hot Boys back together, nigga, man and fresh. You hear me? Cats, snakes, chicken, dogs, athletes, people and twerkers. You hear me? Yeah. I want, wherever Wolf at, I need Wolf to be there. I pray he bless. You know, he's still live kicking, you feel me? We got to get Wolf on the keyboards, you hear me? Ziggy got to be there. You hear me? You're running around here. You hear me? Got the little boy jumping off the porch with the pamp on. You hear me? Big Chief toilet paper. We got to have Big Chief toilet paper there. Rest in peace, Vamp. You hear me? Man, look. Who I'm forgetting, you hear me? Who the fuck I'm forgetting, you hear me? Man, rest in peace, Lil Derek. You know one of my favorite songs from back then? I think it was on Lil Derek album. That nigga Laurel, come on, that Laurel, you know who rang a bell. Still got love for my gorillas in jail. Uptown, man, that nigga went stupid, you hear me? That's old Cash Money, you hear me? Go do your due diligence on that. That's on the Derek album. That shit might be on streaming services. It might not. I don't know. But, yeah, you hear me? That nigga Laurel said, and I'm Angola bound. You hear me? That nigga said, I'm Angola bound. Well, now that's on the New Orleans documentary, New Orleans or whatever it's called. Some shit from back in the Gap. But, man, fuck. The Hot Boys coming to the motherfucking Superdome. They coming right back where they had left off at, you hear me? At the motherfucking Superdome. This shit about to be fucking nuts. The city about to be fucking crazy. It's gonna be a nice experience. This like a dream come true for 90s babies. We got the tail end of the Hot Boys. We seen a good period of the Hot Boys, but we got it, you know, as they were departing from each other. A ton of different situations happened. I mean, Lil Wayne became the biggest artist in the fucking world. Sold 1 million records in a week. Juvenile was still one of the biggest artists in the world. He definitely held it down from like 2005 to all the way up into like 12 until he retreated, you know what I'm saying? And now he got beer, chips, fucking, no telling what else nigga about it. He make fucking lamps and shit. Like, BG, you know, he was holding it down. He had to do some time. He finally came home and, he out here. He didn't put out a tape with Gucci. He, you know, he got a ton of videos out and shit. He iced up, you hear me? Teeth done. You know what I'm saying? Shining. Turk, he doing his thing. You hear me? He be with Beehive and shit. He got, all types of shit popping, the music, you know, everybody doing something that's fire right now, man. So it's like, it's a good time. I'm glad to see all these niggas still living, man. This nigga childhood idols, you hear me? You hear me? Like, man, we was really like bumping this shit, boy. Like, niggas in trouble used to be my favorite shit. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. It's Lil Wayne on the raw Wayne Spiller gang. Man, you hear me? Man, I can't wait, bro. I'm excited about this shit, man. I'm ready for the Hot Boys to come. No Diddy. I'm ready for the Hot Boys to come to town. You feel me? And murder the Superdome. You hear me? Murder the Superdome. So Essence Fest weekend, Hot Boys back in town. That sound wild as fuck, but no Diddy. But yeah, the Hot Boys reunion concert is fucking coming, man. So that's today's random wisdom. You know what I'm saying? I thank y'all for making it this far, cause you could have cut this shit out way at the beginning, you hear me? But you made it this far. So nigga, I appreciate that. You hear me? You's a real nigga. I hope you have a great day. If you're just hearing this, I hope you have a great day. If you just got off from work or some shit like that, I hope you had a great day. You hear me? I pray you get everything you ever prayed for. Any blessing that you seek, and I hope it come your way soon. I'm going to hit God up. I'm going to put in a referral for you because you're a good nigga. You hear me? And I hope you have a peaceful day. I'm your motherfucking host, Tunes, Ashton, whatever y'all niggas want to call me. And I'm out. Fuck it. Peace.